Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel, or if you're new here, hello and welcome. I am Urvi and I live in New York City. I recently celebrated my birthday, and every year I try to do one of these videos where I go over things I've learned. Like throughout the year I'll kind of make notes in my notes app, and at the end of the year I like to reflect on it and see if things have changed since the past year. And birthdays after 26 have been kind of introspective for me. I get really start questioning things, and as you guys know, I've been in this weird phase where I am questioning a lot of things in my life, and so this birthday was especially an introspective one for me, and I just want to share with you some of the things that I wrote down. Wanted to keep this very casual. I want this to feel like a FaceTime with your best friend, and so I'm not going to try to structure this video too much, just it's coming straight from my heart to yours. You will never escape the feeling of work, and that is okay. This saying that if you do something you're passionate about, that you will never work a day in your life, I don't believe that it's true. Even if you do something you love for work and that's your profession and that's your job, it still is tied to a monetary aspect, which I feel like makes it feel like work. And for me, content creation is something I love doing. Doesn't mean that it still doesn't feel like work to me. I still have to hype myself up sometimes to sit down and film a video or sit down and edit a video. And all this time I've been looking for what is it that I'm so passionate about that doesn't make me feel like work. But I've recently concluded that I don't think that that's true, and that's totally fine. Find your front row people in your life. I went to a dinner recently where I heard someone say that they were thinking about who their front row people were, and that really stuck with me. We meet so many people in our lives. A lot of us have a lot of friends, but if your life was a movie and there were 5 seats in the front row, who'd be your front row people? That's something I'm answering for myself this year, but I think it's important to figure that out for yourself and kind of allot your energy, social energy, emotional energy accordingly. Everyone is put in your life for either a reason, a season, or for a lifetime. And each of those people, for each of those seasons, are important. Everything happens for a reason. Not everyone's meant to be in your life forever, and that is completely fine, because some people are lessons, some people are passing memories, and that doesn't make them any less beautiful or any less impactful in your life. Don't expect you from everyone else. Don't expect everyone to show up the way you would show up in relationships and friendships, at work. Not everyone functions the same way as you do, and expecting someone else to show up the way you would show up is only going to lead to disappointment. Learn to accept people for whatever way that they can show up as. This doesn't mean that you need to lower your standards or accept the bare minimum or sacrifice or compromise on your values, but not everyone can be perfect at all times. Your friends are still learning, your parents are still learning, so learn to accept people as they are in different phases of their life. Not everyone can show up to their full potential every single time, and that's okay. The most growth comes from pain, and I truly feel like I've lived this in my life in the last 2 years. We tend to romanticize happiness and villainize pain, but when we are uncomfortable, when we are hurt, when we're sad, when we're questioning things, I think it's the process of becoming a butterfly from a little cocoon, and I compare that to pain and the growth that comes after pain. Cherish your pain. You're not gonna feel this way forever, and you best believe a better version of you is on the other side of the pain. You don't have to be fully healed in order to be worthy of love. I'm constantly surprised by how many people think that they need to have all of their stuff figured out, their career, their personal emotional stuff that they're working through, or trauma, or whatever it is. A lot of people think you have to have all of that figured out before you're ready to either invest in your friendships or be in a relationship, or I don't know, commit to someone. But I don't think that is true. I think we're always learning and we're always healing, and the right relationships allow the healing and the growth to happen within them. There is literally no timeline, so stop stressing. It is not that deep. To this day, I feel like sometimes I go back in my head and I refer to this roadmap that I've created for my life where, oh, I'm X years old and I should have had this by now, or so many people at my age have like partners, husbands, kids, whatever that is. I tend to compare myself to what I should have, or someone's success at some age, or their title, or how much money they're making. Literally none of that matters, and I have to remind myself of this constantly. Whatever someone's life looks on the outside, you have no idea if that's what it is on the inside, and there are no timelines. Whatever happens in your life is meant to happen, and whatever's meant to be will come at the right time. So ditch this idea of timelines. You live on your own timeline, and that's perfectly fine. Don't abandon your friends when you're in a relationship. I think this is so easy to do. When you're romantically involved with someone new in your life, it's natural to want to spend all your time with them, and your friends take a back seat, which sometimes it's okay, but like, don't abandon people that have known you and loved you through all of your seasons for someone you've met, and God forbid it doesn't work out. You know, your friends are going to be there for you, so keep your friendships close, put effort into them as much as you would in a new relationship. Also, don't abandon yourself for someone else. This will affect your self-worth. This will make you resent yourself. This will make you resent the other person that you had to change for. Put yourself over anybody else, and if someone doesn't want you the way you are, then you are not for them and they are not for you. If you're single, make a list of all the qualities that you want in your partner. This can be something small, something big. My list is 4.5 pages long. And then when you meet someone, evaluate how they fall against the list. Like, it can be the small things, the big things, and then decide what you're willing to compromise on, because obviously people are complicated and not everyone can fit like a boxes or check boxes. And so it's important to evaluate if someone you are deciding to commit to or spend the rest of your life with is going to have at least your core qualities that you'd want in a person. So make a list. It's helpful because all the excitement when you meet someone new, it's easy to kind of get lost in the moment of things. This list is going to be your grounding force. Love is not enough to sustain a relationship. There are a lot of other factors that come into play. It's okay to romanticize love a little bit, but it's also important to be practical and important to consider how much you're compatible with someone and how much you aren't. See people for who they truly are early on, and they will always show you. Just pay attention if you are not getting along, or if you have problems with how someone is showing up in the early stages of a relationship. It's best to cut it off, because more likely than not, people don't change, especially their core qualities. Learn how to be good with money. It's really important. Learn how to save, learn how to budget. Track your expenses. It really does count, and it makes you feel confident. Knowing what you're doing makes you feel really confident. But that said, my next one is book that ticket, buy that course, buy that dress, book that facial, invest in yourself. Money is a tool to make yourself happy. If you're going to save at the cost of your happiness, or if you're going to overthink spending money on little things that can make you happy, I don't think money is of any use. So make yourself happy. Use your money to grow your mind. Use your money to learn something new, to have a self-care day. It is so important. It's okay not to have everything figured out. It's okay not to know what you want to do at whatever age. It does not matter. People change their lives at 30, at 40, at 50. It literally does not matter. It is fine to still be figuring things out. A lot of people are. You are not alone. We're all human beings, and that's just how the journey goes. And so take the pressure off of yourself. That said, the next one is, it is also okay to change your mind without feeling any guilt. Up until this point in my life, I thought that I wanted the title, I wanted the big corporate job, I wanted to make X amount of money, and let me tell you, I did all of that this year. I got the title, got the job, got the money I wanted, lived pretty comfortably, and now I'm questioning if this is going to make me happy for the rest of my life. And I'm honestly figuring out that I no longer want the things I used to want, and that is okay. 25-year-old me would be really proud right now, but it's also okay to honor the version of myself that I am right now and change my mind. That is totally fine. I didn't really count how many that was, but this is the last one. You are the sun. Always, always, always remember that. Don't let anyone ever take from your light. Those were all the things I wanted to share with you. Pretty simple video. I hope you got to take something out of this. As always, thank you so much for being here, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.